All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey y'all, Gravity, any day above ground living. Hope you had a fantastic Thursday and I hope you were productive. I know some of y'all get paid tomorrow, so shout out to you. Make sure you're saving some of that money because it's fixing to get rough. The good thing about doing these talks now in the evening, hopefully going forward, is we can get more information. We can dissect it a little bit more. We can go a little bit deeper, pause. And what I found today, I don't like. I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. Because this fool that they elected, like the previous one and the previous one and the previous one and the previous one and the previous one before that, and like 7 of them previously, they are about advancing America's interests abroad without helping the American people raise up. And watching a segment of the populace called MAGA try to explain this and claim that this is good just goes to show you that you never give the SPED class the honor roll just so you could have the entire assembly give them a round of applause. Now, I know that sounds harsh. And we're not saying special education people are not smart. What we're saying is the people that are in control want to put them at the forefront so everybody can like them. You can't do that. So today we're going to look at a whole bunch of metrics and videos and articles because I want the Black family to understand that 2026 is going to be rough. Way up until the midterms, it's going to be a rough year. They like to lie to you and tell you that things are getting better because they see a couple positive numbers. They're not looking at the entire picture. The entire picture does not look good. But before we get into all that, let's see who's in the building on this evening. DSA, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Cosmic Fury, hello. Sybil, hello. Zaylon Scott, hello. Black Spider, hello. Don P, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or comments, hello. So you know what we got to do before we get into all of this? We have to do the customary house cleaning.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now I'm going to start the teaching.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
So to start, we're going to look at a video that came out. JD Vance talked to someone from Breitbart about the jobs report that came out today. They say 119,000 jobs were created. So we're going to see him give himself a pat on the back so hard he damn near fell out of the sofa.
Get to work! Big news this morning is new jobs numbers blew away expectations.
Huge.
From the September numbers, so these were delayed because of the government shutdown, more than double, 119,000 new jobs. And then also there's some interesting stuff in the wages numbers there as well that shows wages on the rise. Your thoughts on the jobs numbers?
Okay, so a huge jobs report, and I assume the market is going crazy right now, probably just opened, because what this shows is that the Trump economic policies are actually working. And you've got 119,000 new jobs. Economists thought that we would have about 50,000 new jobs, but that's actually just the headline number. If you look below the surface, I think the numbers are actually better. So number one, wages continue to way outpace inflation. If you go back to the 3 years of the Biden administration, the average American worker actually lost about $3,000 of take-home pay. In the first 10 months of the Trump economy, we've increased take-home pay by about $1,200, adjusting for inflation. So that's a huge, huge thing, and this jobs report confirms that. You have the number of manufacturing hours worked in the economy is actually going up. You see the private sector is really driving this economic growth and is driving the job creation. And this is really important, I know, to you, Matt, but really to me. And it's that we are seeing the job growth go to native-born American citizens. And what happened under the Biden administration is, to the extent there was any job growth at all, if you looked at the data, almost all of the net job creation in the United States under the Biden administration went to the foreign-born. Now, of course, some of those people are illegal immigrants to the United States, but that means that a lot of the job creation was actually going to illegal aliens who shouldn't have been in our country. The best thing that you can say about the Trump economy is that American jobs are going to American workers for a change, and that's the thing that I'm proudest about with these numbers.
I actually
do the mathematics.
Yeah.
Math don't lie.
Okay, so he said all that. And I know it sounds good. But JD, Mr. Makeup, let me holler at you. You did something that you shouldn't have done. And I know people that watch this clip didn't pick up on it. I know they didn't.
Deflection! 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 Deflection!
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
You didn't tell them, JD, where the jobs that you guys are touting mostly came from. It's interesting that he sat in front of a right-wing crowd and didn't explain this to them. Sir, most of the jobs came from the hotel leisure industry, you know, the one that Trump said he wanted to keep the illegals here for, and also healthcare. because he has to still kiss Big Pharma's ass. But you didn't tell them that now, did you? You didn't tell them that he was sitting there capitulating to the corporations again, because most of these corporations have bought into these hospital systems. You didn't tell them that now, did you? I figured you didn't. I'm going to do it for you. You're the vice president. I'm paying your salary, but I have to be the one to tell the American people, you know, those that find this channel and this live stream. I got to be the one to tell them. I'm fine with that. I'll do it for the money that YouTube gives me. I'll be fine. But let's read. Now, this is from Fortune. This came out today, the same day he just said that. The economy adds 119 jobs in September, which is 2 months ago. But revisions show first year with multiple negative months since 2020. Well, didn't want to tell them that, now did you? Cool. U.S. employers added a surprisingly solid 119,000 jobs in September, the government said, issuing a key economic report that had been delayed for 7 weeks by the federal government shutdown. The increase in payroll was more than double the 50,000 economists had forecast. Yet there were some troubling details in the delayed report. Labor Department revision showed that the economy lost 4,000 jobs in August instead of gaining 22,000 as originally reported. Well, now remember, all these reports get revised within a month or two. Well, we're just coming out the gate, just swinging. Altogether, revisions shaved 33,000 jobs off July and August payrolls. The economy had also shed jobs in June, the first time since the 2020 pandemic that the monthly jobs report has gone negative twice in 1 year. Oh. Yeah, y'all not gonna pick up the phone? Huh. If I was the American people that actually gave a damn, I would be calling my representatives right now. But we know they're not. They're just sitting back, just waiting for it to get better. And more than 87% of the September jobs gains were concentrated in two industries. Listen, healthcare and social assistance, and leisure and hospitality. We've got these strong headline numbers, but when you look underneath that, you'll see that a lot of it is driven by healthcare, said Corey Stahl, senior economist at the Indeed Hiring Lab. At the end of the day, the question is, can you support an economic expansion on the back of one industry? Answers no. Anybody would have a hard time arguing everybody should become a nurse or doctor or CNA or HHA. The unemployment rate rose to 4.4 in September, highest since October 2021, and up from 4.3 in August, the Labor Department said Thursday. So we finally at the point where we're over 4 with the unemployment. Remember, they kept saying it was low. Okay. Remember maybe like 2 months ago, they were saying that black unemployment was lowest because of Trump. Now, all of a sudden, they're back to saying that the unemployment rate is up because of black people. How quick we change in 60 days. Okay. The jobless rate rose partly because 470,000 people entered the labor market, either working or looking for work in September, and not all of them found jobs right away. The data, though late, was welcomed by businesses, investors, policymakers, and the Federal Reserve. During the 43-day shutdown, they had been groping in the dark pause for clues about the health of the American job market because federal workers had been furloughed and couldn't collect the data. The report comes at a time of considerable uncertainty about the economy. The job market has been strained by the lingering effects of high interest rates and uncertainty around Trump's erratic campaign to slap taxes on imports from almost every country on earth. But economic growth at mid-year was resilient. Healthcare and social assistance firms added more than 57,000 jobs in September, Restaurants and bars, 37,000. Construction companies, 19,000. And retailers, almost 14,000. But factories. Here we go. Factories shed 6,000 jobs, the fifth straight monthly drop. The federal government, targeted by Trump and billionaire Elon Musk Doge cost cutters, lost 3,000 jobs, the eighth straight monthly decline. Now, this first number right here, because I'm not worried about the healthcare, because we already know what that is. This was a lot of people opening restaurants. So this is actually a skewed number, but they're not going to tell you that. Construction companies, yeah, they added 19,000, but as we're going to show later, they were saying there's so many job sites now that are not operating because, the illegals are gone. Fine. But then they run around on the backside and say that all these jobs are going to native born Americans. Where are these jobs? Retailers, almost 14,000, which is seasonal because we're in the season now. Now, let's check this number back in February and see how many of them are still around. Average hourly wages rose just 0.2% from August and 3.8% from a year earlier, edging closer to the 3.5% year-over-year increase that the Federal Reserve inflation fighters like to see. But he just said it's outpacing inflation. Okay. The latest readings on jobs Thursday makes a rate cut by the Fed officials at their next meeting in December less likely. Oh, so all those MAGA fools that were saying that, Jerome is going to cut rates again and get it down to hopefully under 6 for mortgages, but overall try to see if they can get it down to at least 4, maybe 3.75 on the overall. Yeah, I think they're upset now. But hey, they have betting places now where they can bet the odds. So, The September jobs report will be the last one the Fed will see before its December 9th, 10th meeting, which I think comes out, I want to say comes out, when they say? First week of December. I think it comes out that Thursday. So that's going to be an interesting one. And we'll be off, so we'll be here. Officials are split between those who see stubbornly high inflation as the main challenge they need to address by keeping rates elevated, and those who are more concerned that hiring is sluggish and needs to be supported by rate reductions. Hiring has been strained this year by the lingering effects of high interest rates engineered to fight a 2021-2022 spike in inflation and uncertainty around Trump's campaign to slap taxes on imports from almost every country on earth and on specific products from copper to foreign films. Labor Department revisions in September showed that the economy created 911,000 fewer jobs than originally reported in the year that ended in March. That meant that employers added an average of just 71,000 new jobs a month over that period, not the 147 first reported. Since March, job creation has fallen farther to an average 59,000 a month. With September numbers out, businesses, investors, policymakers, and the Fed will have to wait a while to get another good look at the numbers behind the American labor market. The Labor Department said Wednesday that it won't release a full jobs report for October because it couldn't calculate the unemployment rate during the government shutdown. Instead, it will release some of the October jobs data, including the number of jobs that employers created last month, along with the full November jobs report on December 16th, a couple of weeks late. Well, we don't have to go through the rest, but we will go through this. Now, he say, JD, that wages are up, right? Well, JD, a major bank in this country would like to disagree with you. And I don't like this bank, but we're going to look at what they're saying.
Let me go here. There's a growing concern.
This is the street. They say Bank of America raises alarm on worker pay. The major bank issued a new report on worker pay. Now, this came out Saturday, I want to say. No, Friday. One of them days. Saturday it might be. But anyway. Or Sunday. The U.S. economy has surged over the past 2 quarters. Another lie. But not everyone is cheering. Much of the U.S. economy's strength has come from a flood of artificial intelligence spending rather than because consumers are feeling flush. Keep a pin in that. Millions of Americans are struggling to meet their everyday expenses, and with tariffs boosting inflation this year, it hasn't gotten any easier. While inflation retreated steadily in 2024, it has rebounded since April when President Trump's reciprocal tariff strategy was announced. Consumer price index inflation was 3% in September, up from 2.3% in April. That's 5 months. It jumped almost a full point. Okay. And here's your numbers. And if you were watching this channel, remember we told you all this stuff that they were talking about, saying it was great. I told you this was all people that produce and have businesses buying stuff ahead of those tariffs. It inflated the numbers. And I said, wait till July when we get the real numbers and it starts. You're going to see how bad it is, because now they're going to have to go pay for stuff at the new prices. And here we go. Starting to go up. This is not good news for U.S. workers, especially since cracks have formed in the U.S. job market. Unemployment was reported for September due to the shutdown in Washington, but it clocked in at 4.3 in August, the highest since 2021. Meanwhile, the number of unfilled jobs shrank to 7.2 million in August, down from over 12 million in 2022, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics Jobs Opening and Labor Turnover Survey, or JOLTS. The decline in available jobs and a rise in layoffs as inflation rises has put the U.S. economy on a razor's edge, and Bank of America's latest report on worker pay suggests the situation is at risk of worsening. Wages are growing more slowly than inflation for millions of workers. Bank of America's one, we don't give a fuck. The slower than inflation pay growth for lower and middle income Americans is hitting millennials and Gen X the hardest. The number of lower income households, especially millennials and Gen X, living paycheck to paycheck continues to rise, while there's almost no increase in the number of higher and middle income houses, says Bank of America's analyst. I thought this man said he was going to create a middle class. This is what we were told. Oh, I'm a Marxist because somebody called me a Marxist because I'm pointing out what's going on. Okay. We're going to let you live. We're going to let him have it. Okay. Lower income households living paycheck to paycheck by year. 2023, 27.1, 2024, 28.6, 2025, 29%. It's been a different story for high income Americans. While there has been a steady stream of layoffs in high paying jobs, including those in major technology companies like Amazon and Microsoft, higher income earners raises are still outpacing inflation. For example, higher income millennials have seen their wages increase 5% faster than those of lower income millennials. Pay bumps for Gen X high income earners have replaced lower income earners by 4%. Overall, higher income earners experienced a 3.7 wage increase over year in October. Retailers reports widening gap. The hit to middle and low income households is reducing discretionary budgets and forcing many to rethink their spending. The latest trends in the fast food industry are emblematic of this situation. In its latest earnings call, McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczynski said, "We continue to see a bifurcated Consumer base with QSR traffic from lower income consumers declining nearly double digits in the third quarter, a trend that has persisted for nearly 2 years. So people that wanted a quick meal to go, just live life and go to the next job, because a lot of them have second jobs or try to go home or at least feed their families. They can't even do that now because they don't have the money for it. That's actually bad. In contrast, QSR traffic growth among higher income consumers remained strong, increasing nearly double digits in the quarter. The spending trends in retail also reflect a shift towards discount retailers such as TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington stores, and Dollar Tree. Discount apparel spending accelerated to 3.3 year-over-year in October, said Bank of America retail analyst in a research note shared with The Street. That's a sharp contrast to spending at department stores, which have been flat or negative compared to the prior year every month since March. In the week ending November 1st, higher income consumers spent 1.1% more than last year at department stores, while lower income consumers spent 2.7% less. The spread in clothing spending between low income and high income households remains high as inflation continues to have an outsized impact on lower income spending across industries. The dynamic isn't overly reassuring because it suggests the U.S. economy is becoming increasingly reliant on the spending of high income earners. If job trends worsen or we see a downturn in the stock market or home values, it could send the economy reeling. But again, I was told that we were supposed to be creating this middle class. So where is it? Oh. It's not being created? Oh. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I know why. This is part of it. But remember what I told y'all about the stock market? I looked at it this morning. It was up 300 points when that report came out, the jobs report. Everybody was excited, family. Oh, yes, they were. NVIDIA and them had a better than forecasted earnings report. Everybody was happy as hell. They were throwing their babies in the air. And again, as we have chronicled, some of them haven't caught them. They let them fall to the ground because they were so damn happy. But then a funny thing happened. A lot of reversing happened. A lot of it. And you wouldn't believe what the Dow Jones ended at today. You wouldn't believe it.
Let me go here. There's a growing concern.
That's right, family. It dropped 700 plus points at the close. I wonder what happened. I wonder. Let's find out. Well, this is part of it. But there was something else that happened here today that, JD and them don't want to tell you. To be fair, though, JD should have came out around 4:00 and assured people. He should have. Yeah. Isn't it nice to just watch that they're sitting there propping up AI all day, and that's what's keeping the numbers so high? They tell you, oh, we're going to be making more data centers around the country. Right. And then it falls off a cliff. Dow 700-point gain wiped out in roller coaster trading day as NVIDIA rally fizzles. Well, look at that. Wall Street stocks fell on Thursday in a sharp reversal from an early rally as technology gains faded after a boost from Nvidia's earnings. The U.S. job data muddied the labor market outlook. The Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbled 386 points, or 0.8%, to 45,752. The blue chip index had risen more than 700 points earlier in the session. The S&P 500 lost 1.6%, and the Nasdaq slipped nearly 500 points, or 2.2%. Nvidia closed down 3% after surging as much as 5% earlier in the day. Most chip-related companies also turned negative, with the Philadelphia SE Semiconductor Index down 3.4%. Investors have worried about lofty technology valuations amid concerns over steep artificial intelligence spending, with the Nasdaq now sharply off its October high. I swear to you, we're going to see within a year or two, we're going to see congressional hearings about the overinflation of these AI stocks. I'm telling you. And it's going to be crazy. They're going to be sitting there in front of congressional people lying. They're going to blame us for this. I'm telling you, they're going to blame the American people for this. In addition, data showed the unemployment rate rose in September, even as employers added more jobs than economists had expected. Traders now see an increasing chance of a Federal Reserve interest rate cut in December. Yeah, okay. Jed Eller broke portfolio manager at Argent Capital Management in St. Louis, said it is difficult to pinpoint what caused the market's reversal. I expected the market to be up today just based on the strength of NVIDIA's earnings and the recent skepticism about AI investment. NVIDIA's earnings obviously dispelled a bunch of those fears, he said. We've been in kind of a defensive type of trading action for the last 2 weeks, so it could be a continuation of that. NVIDIA, the world's most valuable company, forecast sales above analyst estimates for the fourth quarter and surpass expectations for third quarter revenue. In addition, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang shrugged off concerns about AI on a call with analysts, saying we see something very different. Among gainers, Walmart advanced after the retailer raised its annual forecast for the second time this year and set a December date to change its stock listing to the NASDAQ from the NYSE. So they're going to use AI to prop up their numbers. God, this is good. This cliff, boy. Get some rope. So there's that. Now, we're going to learn something today. The GDP, the gross domestic product, that all-important metric, you know, the one that shows how a company, and we call them companies because these countries run like businesses, these companies, we're going to see who's producing. The numbers don't look good. Now, again, these are forecasts, so they could come true, but from what we've been seeing and what we've been studying over here at Beyond Borders Media, this doesn't look like the case. And then we're going to go to Twitter and see how they were reacting to all this news.
Get to work! You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
So this is S&P Global. They research and track GDP around the world. Now, this is the world. Now, as you can see, for 2025, between 2023 and 2026, it's been very low. They're saying a slight increase for the world in 2026. Now, again, this is contingent on what BRICS is going to do. Contingent. But let's go to North America, where we live. Now, 2025, you see the sharp decline. They're forecasting an uptick. And this is all due to the fact that they're hoping that these tariffs bring in the money that they say, but also all these investments that Trump and them claim that they secured come to fruition. And also hoping that the supply chain gets fixed, which we have no hope of, but okay. So the other Americas, that's Caribbean, Latin America, South America. Now, 2025, they had a very solid year. Very solid. The tariff stuff, they made deals. They sent out their product to the world. Cool. They're forecasting a cooling off because things will right set themselves. We know this. Western Europe, the friends, that's what they call them. Well, shit. We say goddamn.
Ha ha. Joke's on you.
Trump don't like Western Europe. We know this, and he's been sabotaging them ever since he got into office. They had a high 2025. Is that my phone? That is my phone. Hold on 1 second, fam. Somebody calling me on the burner phone. Maybe I gotta go save the world. Oh Lord. Let's see. I don't know who the hell called me on the burner phone. I don't know nobody. California. Maybe it was Don P. Nah, San Diego. Never mind. We continue. So yeah, they're saying Western Europe is going to fall off a cliff, which makes sense. Trump hates Western Europe, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's go back. Emerging Europe. That's usually the East. A little bit of a rise. Okay. I guess they're forecasting maybe this war in Ukraine will be over. That region will get back to normal. Okay. Asia Pacific. So they're predicting a small decline based on the fact that Japan, again, which we're going to show you later, cannot honor their commitments to America. Sorry. And again, they're thinking that the BRIC stuff is not going to go through. But again, we'll see. We'll see. And very soon, we will do the show where we're going to show you how to invest in BRICS. That'll be next week. But I want y'all to pay particular attention to the next two. Mideast, North Africa, and Sub-Saharan Africa. You know, where them white boys don't like where a lot of black folk come from. Just saying. Let's see what they're predicting. We'll start with Sub-Saharan Africa. Son of a bitch. It's going to go up. A lot of investment from BRICS and Asian and them. And even the US and Europe starting to go back and invest. So I guess they like Traore and Mali and what Burkina Faso and the Congo are doing. I guess outside of the conflicts and all that shit, I guess they like what they do. So they want to invest. There's a positive outlook. But this is the one that MAGA need to pay attention to because your president's selling you out for a keffiyeh and a hijab for Melania. I'm just saying. Do you see this dip in 2024? Then nobody was talking about the Middle East. And all of a sudden, Trump run over there like a whore. Like a whore. And went and got money from them. Invites the man over here to get more money. And to give him more money he could take back on the plane. And look at this. Look at that rise. The only region on earth with that big of a increase. The Middle East and North Africa. And what else do they have? Supply lines. They have the Hormuz Strait. Y'all can't, man, I bet their favorite, because your favorite, you're listening to one of them, but I bet you their favorite influencer and content creator, social media personality ain't telling them this, right? How is this America first? Please let me know. How is this America first? But all right. Sure. Isn't this wonderful? We are so back. But anyway, let's go see what Twitter said. And somebody went viral today. One of those fools, because they said something they shouldn't have said, but they said it and they went viral.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
That's right, family. Cat shit went viral on X today for saying something very stupid. And this goes to show you that video that I put up on Tuesday. When you try to post things that make no sense just to try to get some money. And remember what I said about them just going on posts and writing 3-word answers so they could grift some views and get some money. Polymarket put up, now this is a site where they bet on odds of things happening. It says, breaking, U.S. unemployment rate blows past expectations, soaring to the highest levels in years. Now, this fool actually read this and thought it'd be smart to quote tweet something positive on a negative story. Because people that actually read and understand what they're reading, this is bad. An unemployment rate blowing past expectations is a bad thing. That means it was higher than predicted. If this was really good, they would have said the US unemployment rate is lower than expected or comes in lower than expected. Who gets excited over an unemployment rate being high unless you're invested in it being that high? That fool wrote Panikin's hardest hit. You literally just proved them right. And predictably, everybody, for the most part, was cooking him. It did blow past. Folk were in there giving him the blues. Now, this account stay giving him the blues. They were making fun of this man. This old geezer who was sitting up there a couple of years ago complaining that he was getting no money for posting, talking about he was sitting online for 12 hours just tweeting. Kenny, there were actually illegals on Snap. Yes, you could kick them off, but again, they can reapply. There's ways around it. We're not doing this. Okay, I guess we are. It's part of the economy. Yes, we understand they put the new rule that you have to reapply. You do know that there's Democrats that want illegals back on Snap because they have to justify the system. You do know that. Did you know that hospitals can help you apply for SNAP benefits, or you didn't know that? Yeah, a lot of them illegals use their kids to get SNAP benefits. Yeah. Maybe you didn't know that. Okay. Fine. They have to reapply. And you literally seen these cities and states help illegals get benefits, and you don't think they're going to still do it. Y'all the same ones talking about they have all their own people in these systems now. All they have to do is ask for someone that comes from where they're from, and they'll push the paperwork through because it gives the hospital money. I don't think Kenny understood what he wrote. Are you sure you're not cat turd? You might be cat turd. You're tweeting something or you're writing something thinking that you know things. You know nothing. But that's okay. We figured. But okay. I need everybody to let me know something, because we have a couple more things we have to do before we start to wrap up. Let me know if you own a home. If you own a home, put the house emoji in. If you own an apartment, I know there's an apartment emoji. Put that in there. I'm trying to see something. But anyway, how are y'all doing today? I always forget to ask that. People out here just typing stuff. I guess they must have got blinded that Doritos is now making chips without dyes. Maybe they just happy now. I don't know. Yeah, Stephen Miller saying that this is an astonishing achievement because you're kicking people out. And where's these native-born Americans gaining employment? Where is this? How many of them have second jobs? And you're just using that to inflate numbers. Now, I hope she's going to put this back up when they revise those numbers next month. And it's probably going to be around, I'm going to guess 119. I say it probably go down to about 60 something. Okay, we got one person with a house, one person with an apartment. Yeah, they have this here too. This white dude. I think this white dude is looking to get White House credentials because he's been kissing Trump's ass really hard the last couple weeks. I don't know why he's doing it. Besides trying to get press passes. Maybe he wants to go smash Laura Loomer. I don't know why you want to smash a woman that eats dog food, but that's okay. That's okay. We're here for you. So let's see what he says. Let's see the kind of twerking he was doing today.
Get to work! This is the September jobs report. Non-farm payrolls are up a robust 119,000. 119.
Look at his stack of papers, bro. Did he staple these papers together? Good evening, Donnie. How are you? Look at this. Looks like this looked like the project we had to make in school before Christmas break. Like, what is this?
1,000 would be the best since April when we were up 158,000. If we look at labor force participation rate, it ticked up. That's a good thing. 62.4 equals where we were in May. You have to go to April of this year when it was 62.6 to find a higher number. If we look at the hours.
So did you just tell everybody on CNBC that a number was lower than a number in April and you're saying that's a good thing? Okay.
Worked, and this is always important. It remains at 34.2. To find a lower number, you're going to January when it was 34.1. We have initial jobless claims. This is for the week of November 15th. As I said, there's weeks missing. We're expecting 227,000, comes in at 220,000. These numbers do not reflect nervousness in the labor market. They've been very well behaved. 220,000 would be the lowest level of claims since mid-July.
Let's see how those pink slips look when we find out in January. Let's see how they look. DSA said she ate dog food. You weren't here. Oh, you probably came late. Yeah, we showed the video. She was doing a sponsorship on her show for a dog food company that says humans can consume it, and she ate it on film and said this was not a paid endorsement. And we're like, are you serious? She did it. Okay, so a couple people pay rent, some people have houses. Okay, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but something came down the pipe that you're not gonna like. And you should probably, if you rent like me, you should probably watch your bill. But if you have a home, you should also watch your bill, because yeah, it's gonna be a cold winter. Let me see if I can get yeah, here it is. Was it this one? Hold on. Let me just make sure I get the right one, because I don't want to give y'all the wrong article. Yeah, the average of it is about to go up. Okay, we'll use this one. Get to work.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
So it's on CBS News. The cost to heat your home this winter is expected to increase. See how much. So there was that one. That was in September. We go about almost 2 months later. Fuel and energy prices up across the board. Remember how they said the gas was going down? Motherfucker. Gas is actually up. Contrary to some public perceptions regarding fuel and energy costs, prices have risen nationwide. Data from the American Automobile Association indicates that all grades of gasoline and diesel have increased compared to last year, with diesel experiencing a notable rise of 25 cents per gallon on the national average. Discussions about gas price trends often arise due to significant regional fluctuations, which can occur not only between states, but also within individual communities. For example, in Texas, prices can range from $3.49 per gallon in Brewster County to $2.29 per gallon in Harris County, the difference exceeding $1 within the same state. Nationally, gasoline prices have shown only a slight increase and remain relatively stable. Recent developments regarding electricity prices remain concerning. Listen to this. Listen. According to the EIA, electricity prices in the United States have consistently outpaced inflation since 2022, with an increase ranging from 4 to 10% this year, depending on the region. It's important to note that electricity prices differ from electricity bills, as bills include additional costs such as transmission and delivery, which have also risen significantly nationwide. The Electricity Transmission Competition Coalition report indicates that electricity inflation is now exceeding the CPI by 300%. Factors contributing to these increases include an aging electrical grid unable to adequately support rising demand driven by population growth and expanding industrial needs, particularly data centers.
Sharp like a razor to blood clot.
It's almost like we told them that this was going to happen. But anyway, let's see. Additionally, growing natural gas prices, here's for you homeowners and renters, are expected to further elevate costs. The EIA anticipates the price of natural gas purchased by power plants will rise by 37% this year. As power plants incur higher fuel expenses, these costs are likely to be transferred to both commercial and residential customers. This escalation will not only affect household electricity expenses, but is also projected to impact the cost of goods and services due to increased energy expenditures across various industries. Overall, the primary concern moving forward involves not only electricity prices, but also the reliability of the power grid. After nearly 2 decades of flat demand, electricity consumption is now increasing at a rate exceeding 2% every year. While this figure may initially appear modest, such sustained growth poses significant challenges for power generation infrastructure. That also includes y'all's charging stations for these hybrids and, EV vehicles. But, keep going. Projects aimed at expanding capacity and enhancing the grid often require several years to complete. Notably, current projections indicate that approximately 7,500 miles of new high voltage transmission lines are needed annually to meet demand. However, only 350 miles are presently being constructed each year. If the grid is not expanded to accommodate rising demand, there's a heightened risk of increased brownouts and blackouts, particularly during periods of extreme temperatures when these disruptions can be most hazardous. Yeah, but I don't hear y'all's president talking about that. Oh, yes, we saw what they talked about it. Yes. Trump 2028, cool. This is what we're going to do since y'all want to tell me about Trump 2028. All you Trump fans, I want to talk to y'all, especially tonight. Y'all tell me how great this economy is. Come on. This should be easy. So there's the link. I want the Trump fans to come in here and tell me how great this economy is. Maybe we're missing something. All because your president tells you. I would like to know. Wouldn't y'all like to know, family? I think that'd be nice. Come defend your man. Don't be like the Democrats and the liberals who couldn't defend Biden. You guys are the GOATs, remember? You should be able to defend this man. This is your president. I want y'all to help me and the family understand how we're not going to slip into a recession by January. I want this explained. Come on, it should be easy. No, y'all don't want to do it? It's that hard? It shouldn't be hard. You have all these metrics. You have all these social media influencers telling you that the economy is okay because they have money. They're telling you it's okay. The high income earners, they're telling you it's okay. Even though them same high earning income people, they could lose their money just like that. And they have no skills. No, y'all don't. Y'all just want to yell Trump 2028 all day. Maybe y'all can explain to us how the Kuwaiti dinar is the most sought after and the most valuable currency on earth, and they've been largely isolated. Maybe you want to explain that to us. How the dollar is now 10th in the world. Maybe you want to explain that, but Trump said that we were supposed to be winning. Maybe you want to tell us how the hell a butterball turkey at 10 to 14 pounds is $16.38, but a Kroger turkey that's 20 to 24 pounds is $16.38. Maybe you want to tell us that. Oh, by the way, Butterball's company gave Trump hella money during his election cycle, but I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. Come on. Come explain your man. Maybe he'll explain his man. Hello.
It is.
Yes.
MAGA ain't gonna come because ain't no way for them to defend this.
It shouldn't be hard.
How they gonna? It's gonna it is gonna be hard for them to defend this because how can they?
Hold on, I gotta pause myself.
Pause. He paused.
Right.
I said pause, nigga.
How they gonna defend all the fucked up shit this guy has done? than done.
Oh, they've done a great job the last 10 months doing it. What's the matter, you pussies? You can't do it? It's not hard. I bet if I was trashing Biden today on his birthday, y'all wouldn't have said nothing, right? Y'all have been up here ready to tell me how his brain's like ice cream. Come on now. Shouldn't be this hard. Oh. Trump blew Clinton. Maybe that'll help you come up. Pause. Hillary had the video camera. Hillary spanked his ass. Pause. Nah. Oh, that's nothing. Okay. All right. Maybe because y'all know that might be the truth. Okay. Anything else? Hello. I think his mic went out. All right. No, nothing. Should we go? Should we use the nuclear option, family? I think we should. You ready? Nuclear option. Trump gets pegged. Pause. What the hell? Maybe that'll get them up here. I mean, he's doing nothing else with the economy except tank it and give the Middle East carte blanche to mess us up because he's getting pegged all day. Pause. What the hell? No, nothing. You won't defend him on that? Because maybe you might think it's true. Allegedly. Somebody said, may God open their eyes.
I don't know you reap what you sow.
Him? God. Maybe if we switch the dollar Trump coin, that would fix it. They're too broke to get that. They notice how they don't push the Trump coin no more because they got scammed, but they don't want to admit that they got scammed, so they don't talk about it. You got Brandon Straka out here. He crying. Oh, and that's supposed to be their man. That's a ride or die MAGA right there. He tried to be white Harriet Tubman, and now he looked like Vanilla Ice. Look, this is what he putting up. Telling this lie that white people don't think about black people here. Okay, dude. Okay. Look, they still putting up walkaway videos. Look at them. They still putting them up. They trying to make him the free state of Jones. This is not gonna work. Look at look at them crying. As the Republican Party turned their backs on New York City this year, and conservatives said, "Let New York fall." I've been sounding alarms that allowing Mondami to be elected would create a domino effect by normalizing socialism. Make no mistake, socialists are not infiltrating every layer of government. It's coming to your town next. Yet y'all were sitting up there praising this man called Trump who put in socialism last week. But okay. But okay. He just told everybody, you got to reapply to go get SNAP. Is that not socialism? You should have said, listen, this is a program for people that really need it. By the way, I love how all the videos coming out now are nothing but Kardashians. Huh. You got to love corporate socialism. You got to love it. but they'll never tell them that. By the way, whoever saw my YouTube post, y'all know where I'm about to go next, just to show you how dumb they are. Them fools really had an argument session because they say Mandami said he wants to have Arabic numerals taught to kids in school. Some fuckers really thought he was gonna teach them Arabic in school. I said, motherfucker. First off, he didn't even say it, number one. Number two, the fact that y'all didn't even say what the hell is an Arabic numeral and didn't realize what it was. My God. We are cooked. I see why BRICS is laughing at us. I see why the Middle East is laughing at us while taking our money. I see it. Yes, the translucents, the clear Dashians, yes, because they're all performative. You let a betting site troll you. We're cooked. Maybe my wife is right. Maybe the internet needs to be disabled like it was on Tuesday. Maybe it needs to be disabled just for a few hours. Let these people decompress. I actually watched people complain when they could, when Twitter was working, saying, "Can y'all see my post?" I said, "You motherfuckers. Go do something with your life." This post is an IQ test, and my God, are people failing it? You let a betting site troll you. Look who was first. You know things are bad when you can't tell if this is real or a joke. Joey Salads, this retard did racist. Sharia law is next. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know learning 0 through 9 was wrong. Didn't know that. But anyway, you thought only Nazis did that? Shit. The way I'm hearing it, there's a lot of them over there on Instagram too, and TikTok now, but you know, screw them. They'll learn one day that it's not fun. They're going to learn that it's going to be so bad out here. They're going to be by themselves. That's why we've introduced this. November 3rd, the grift ends, and maybe we'll get back to some sense of normalcy, because this whole, I gotta say, this whole quarter century's been, it's been rough. It's been rough. But anyway, y'all, hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. And once again, MAGA has proven that they're cowards, but that's all right. There's nothing wrong with being a coward. I'd rather you be an open coward and let us know that you're a coward, so we know how to deal with cowards. You're just like the Biden sexuals. You guys are cowards. You orangophiles. That's what we're going to start calling y'all. You orangophiles. And it's a shame, because y'all claim that that man was a real man and he had his hand near Bill Clinton's jock. But, you know, pause. But anyway, y'all, we got a video coming for you tomorrow. You'll like it. Then it's the last weekend before Thanksgiving. We may even go live on Thanksgiving. We're not sure yet. But if we don't see you before Thanksgiving live, enjoy your family if you see them. Enjoy your food if you cook it. And even if you buy it, please, please, please ask for the inspection report before you buy this food, because you don't know how stressed that staff is, and they might not just give a fuck. I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Oh, here it goes!
Time's up.
Get your ass up! We gotta get out of here now!
But did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on!
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.